All right. All right. So Craig Howard here. I'm here. I do these podcasts every week or couple of weeks or so, and but I've never had Rick on, and so it's a pleasure to introduce Rick Nolley to the community, to our Diablo community, but also the Northern California region now, because you and I have a big job ahead of us. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Craig Howard. I own, with my wife, Diablo CrossFit. I was the founder with a couple of partners back in 2005, and we affiliated in 2006. We've had as many as 4 locations. I've opened affiliates. I've closed affiliates. I've lost leases on affiliates. I've sold affiliates. I've purchased affiliates. But we are back at to one location, our headquarters, if you will, 12,000 square feet in Pleasant Hill, and it's actually a really good job just having one, and it's really enjoyable just having one. Part of that, though, part of our history. So myself, just related to CrossFit, I've been doing CrossFit since 2004. And competed at the Masters level, and was at the games a couple of times, 2011 and 2011 was when Masters were in the parking lot, which was actually, to be honest with you, it was just a really special memory for myself and all of the Masters that did that. And then in 2013, I was the first year in the 50 to 54 age group, and because I was the young guy, and the workouts were in my favor, I ended up winning that year. So
yeah, he was legit. I saw some of your footage. Yeah, I had to go look you up.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, no, you legit.
Yeah. So I always strive to be as fit as I was in 2013. And since that time, I'm more into ClassFit and enjoying my time with our community and running Diablo CrossFit. Our goal has always been, well, I'll talk a little bit about Diablo in a little bit, but let me just have you talk a little bit about yourself, because you've been doing, I found out as we were talking, CrossFit since 2008, so you're an OG too, in a sense.
Well, a little bit after that, but yes,
Right.
I was doing it in some unofficial form, so to speak,
Right.
before I came into the formal form of it, if you will.
Yeah.
Again, my name is Rick Nolley, and I've been doing this for a little bit. I've joined affiliates, multiple affiliates, never started any.
Right. Hey, good for you.
But I've heard.
Right.
But yeah, so originally started out at the local global gym. Which is fine,
Yeah.
and then came into a meeting of a guy who was doing CrossFit there. He was a trainer and was, training me, but he was kept throwing in these different workouts, and movements that I had never seen before. And I was laying on the floor afterward, and so I was like, okay, and then he kept talking to me about this whole CrossFit thing, and at the time I had never heard anything about, the official CrossFit, even though it had been out for a while.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, the more he, kept training me and I started seeing the results, I was like, all right, I'm listening. So he brought me over to a sort of grassroots garage location that someone started, and it just took off from there. And then I started preaching the gospel, so to speak, to my wife and family, trying to, find something for us to get into. And it was just like falling on deaf ears for a long time. And then finally, after our last child was born in 2013 or so, I think she finally okay, well, let me try and let me see. And so from there, it's just been, an ongoing thing for pretty much the whole family. My youngest one has been raised in a box, essentially.
What year did you get your level 1?
I got my level 1 in 2016.
Okay.
At the ranch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, cool.
Matter of fact, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I went down to the ranch for the first time and then took the course there. And so 2016, and then shortly after started coaching at a box.
Yeah. So Rick was coaching at Contra Costa CrossFit, owned by Larry and Nair, and then Larry decided to get out of the business, and he closed his affiliate. And Rick and a couple of the other coaches came over here. We brought them over here, and
Yep.
and as well as a lot of the members came over after, because Larry and I have known each other many years. And it was kind of a really neat thing because the members came over, you guys, and we were fortunate to be able to bring the coaches in, because especially since we needed coaches at the time. But Rick went from coaching like classes of like 5 to 10 people in a 2,000-ish square foot facility to coaching classes of 15 to 20 people.
Sometimes 22.
Sometimes 22.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At Diablo, and he handled it well.
Well, I appreciate
tough
that.
transition.
It was pretty nerve-wracking. You
Yeah.
know, it's a different audience. You know, having to learn a lot of faces, a lot of names in a short period of time, which I'm still doing. But you know, I tried to focus on the basics. You know, just try to take it back to what I know and the movements and all of that. But yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking, to be honest with you. You know, it's intimidating.
One of the hardest things for new coaches at Diablo is having that voice, because it is a big room. Our main floor is a big room.
Yes.
And our members, like any CrossFit affiliate, they love to spend the first 10 minutes of class talking.
Oh, yes.
And Rick has one of those voices that's just that carries, and having that, like, that should be on our application. You know, can you hit this many decibels? You know, speaking in a nice firm tone. Because once you get that kind of helps corral the troops and get everybody on board.
Yeah, I figured that was one thing I thought that I had in my favor. I can yell really high.
Yeah,
a lot of practice with 3 kids, so you know.
What's your you have a day job too?
I do.
In addition to coaching here at Diablo, what do you do?
I do. I'm a sports medicine general orthopedic physician assistant.
Yeah.
So,
and that's over there that's at Muir Orthopedic, which is cool, because Dr. Charlie Preston, who is one of our members at Diablo and part of our Diablo community, is also an MDL1. And
I see him all the time.
Oh,
I spoke with him right before he took the course. Yeah.
By the way, if you're ever going to get physical therapy and you need it, or you need orthopedic surgery, come to Walnut Creek, California. Go get it at John Muir Hospital and do your rehab over there, because they have a full-blown facility, like a gym that all gyms would envy.
Yep. State of the art. Exactly.
Yeah, state of the art, and all the great gear for CrossFit. Too.
Yeah, they do. They have some wall balls. They have the dumbbells. They have
the bumper plates. And
they do.
Yeah, the kettlebells. Yeah, no, he's got a nice setup there with a nice AstroTurf field too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, right on. Well, so Rick and I have been, and this is really what we wanted to talk about today. Rick and I have been asked by CrossFit HQ to lead the Northern California region and help bring that group together under this new organization, essentially, to improve communication with affiliates. And so we're the chosen reps for Northern California. First of all, I'm glad that there's 2 of us.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Based upon the number of emails that we already got.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk a little bit about how we see this role, and how we're gonna. Because Rick and I have had a chance to talk about this, and we actually had a great conference call with CrossFit HQ yesterday. Was that yesterday? All the days are flying by. With HQ yesterday to talk about what we would be doing. I think for us, and how CrossFit positioned it to us, is that we will be, listening, planning, and taking action. And it really, in its simplest terms, I kind of see that is what we're doing. But more than that, this role, when I originally spoke, I had the opportunity to speak to Dave Castro about it. He felt like this role was one of the best ways and easiest things for CrossFit to do in order to improve communication with the affiliates. Admittedly, there is not a lot of communication from CrossFit HQ. Now, for us, and we've been around a long time, and we're a much more established affiliate, and we have, because of we've been around since 2005. We know all of the key people at HQ. It's easier for us to communicate with them. It's easier for Diablo to communicate with HQ. If you were a newer affiliate or a smaller affiliate, or someone that started in the last probably 5-6 years, chances are you don't know anybody at HQ, or you had, you've only met them once or twice, and you don't get a lot of communication from HQ. And when you need something, or you feel like you need something, it has been very difficult to get a hold of them. And so we're looking forward to bridging that gap, and really that's one of the kind of the primary roles that I want this position in this group to do, is to bridge the gap of communication between HQ and the affiliates. The other thing I want to do is help all of the affiliates come together and talk with one another to solve problems. We have a lot of resources with all of the affiliates. I mean, already for some of the initiatives that Diablo has with respect to diversity, I've already reached out to Larry and Air, for example, to help get that up and running, because he has experience with the Jericho group, and putting together events and competitions to help us with our initiatives. And so those types of things are available, setting up with respect to, one, diversity issues, and then two, just finance and operations of an affiliate, marketing and advertising, equipment and setup of an affiliate, and then licensing, insurance, all of the different things that are important to affiliates that they don't usually have someone to turn to. We can do that through this group. So I'm looking forward to that, and the first thing that we're doing is so that we can bring affiliates together to communicate, to help each other, is we're setting up a group, not a Facebook group.
No.
Dude, I cannot have another Facebook group in my feed. Facebook groups are great for friends and family, and it works well for our Diablo community. But it doesn't work. I don't believe would work well for this type of group that needs to take action on initiatives, not be distracted by all the other stuff. I go into Facebook sometimes to go into our Diablo community, and 30 minutes have gone by, and I'm like, why did I go into Facebook? I forget why I went there. And within the groups, the Facebook groups are usually a free for all, but this is an opportunity. We're going to use a software called Tribe, and it's not the Tribe that manages gyms. It's a group collaboration software, TRIBE. We'll send out an email to everybody, to all the affiliate owners tonight. But you'll be able to go in, you'll be able to post your issues. You can put them in under a specific topic, and if you've got something you want to look up, or a topic that you want to follow, you can follow that topic. And then if you want to reach out directly to other affiliates, you can do that in this group as well. And then our goal is once a month, Rick and I will be on a conference call with HQ, with Daniel said all the other affiliate the affiliate region reps will be on those calls, and that's an opportunity for us to share the stuff that we're doing and any feedback that we have for them, and hear from HQ on their stuff, so that we can relay it back to our group.
Yeah, a definitely two-way street. I see it as.
Yeah. So I think that'll be good. And so our goal, we're going to listen, and then we'll enable communication within our district, and then the other thing we'd like to do is bring people together. And by that I mean, one of the coolest things that we do at Diablo is bring our members together, and everybody, we do it every day in class, but when we have events at the Open, those types of things, it's awesome. It's just it's very motivational. I had the opportunity to go to the 10-year affiliate reunion this year, and I came away from that so pumped. It wasn't necessarily what was said at the meeting. I can barely remember some of the stuff that was talked about at the meeting, but it was more just being with other affiliate owners and hearing what they have to say. And so we want to do that 3 or 4 times a year, bring affiliates together in events that'll be around California where we can bring affiliate owners together to talk and to share ideas, maybe do breakout groups. But I think that's an easy thing to do, and people enjoy getting together. One of the other thing is for us to take action on some of the initiatives that CrossFit has, especially regarding diversity. I Rick and I have talked about this, and I feel like the best way that we can tackle this one and issues like this is to lead by example. So for us, it would be, we will talk about what we're doing, and we also want to hear from other affiliates that are doing things as well, and what they're doing to improve diversity within their own affiliates. If they're already doing stuff, we want to know about that, and then we'll share the stuff that we're doing, and hopefully maybe create a template that other affiliates can look at and just go, oh, okay, this is a great way for, we want to do a scholarship program as well for kids in low-income communities that can't come into a CrossFit gym. How do we do that? Well, if there's a template already set up, that would be awesome. And Rick will be obviously instrumental in helping us drive those initiatives, and as I told him, holding ourselves accountable to completing those initiatives and then doing them in the right way. So I think that'll be cool.
Definitely. So I come into it from the perspective of trying to help with the inclusion process to bring more of what I think is beneficial from this program in terms of the methodology, just the exercise, trying to be as healthy as you can, and getting it out to as many people that need it. Mm-hmm. And those groups that, like from where I come from, can benefit definitely from not only methodology but the diet, just how helpful and impactful it can be in living a healthy life, and thus hopefully a longer life. I don't have a activist background per se. Mm-hmm. This is all new to me in terms of sort of outreach and how to connect and kind of build these blocks that set these programs going forward. But I'm sort of jumping in with both feet and trying to help the people where I come from and that I've seen can benefit from it as I have. How do we get it out to them? How do we get the message out? How do we get the information out, the methodology? Not only how do we get it out, but how do we get them in?
That's right.
And so this is all a new trail for me. My background has been medicine. Right. And so this outreach thing is new, but I'm looking forward to it, to getting the message out to both the young and old, and how we can sort of bring more diversity to it.
I've already learned in conversations from you, just like from my statement has always been, when you're on the floor and you're working out, at the end of the workout, you look around, we don't see color, we don't see status, we don't see gender, we don't see sexual preference, we don't see any of that. We just see heart. But we got to get people to there. And as you talk to me about it, it's that's not an easy thing to do.
No, there's many barriers that come along with that.
Barriers that I think a lot of people, the first thing everybody says is price. Okay, well, I think price is almost the easiest barrier for us to overcome. There's ways to do scholarships. There's ways to do special pricing, those types of things, or even setting up a foundation that people can contribute to, so that we can make that money available for CrossFit gyms that can't. There are affiliates that can't afford to have a low price membership, or they can't open their doors. Well, there's ways to set up, foundations so that the money can go there. But you still have to have people that want to be in that foundation, that want to participate, want to be here. We have to be able to reach them, and that's where the Rick already for me has been helpful to enlighten me as to how we can do that. How does our website look? What pictures do people see when they Google CrossFit? Right? What stories are they looking at and are they hearing? So I think that we've got work to do.
Yeah. I'm very nervous and anxious and excited and enthusiastic about it. I mean, part of it is I want to get it right.
Yeah.
You know, I want, you know, it's a mountain to climb, but it's one step at a time. I have to keep reminding myself, you know, it's not an overnight thing, but I believe in the benefits of it. I enjoy it, and I think there's a lot of other people out there
man.
that enjoy it. You know, I always say that it's not for everyone, but it is for anyone.
Yeah.
And, you know,
CrossFitters are annoying in that way, and people always say, I see it on Twitter a lot. CrossFit doesn't cure everything. Well, it's amazing what it does cure and what it does help, and that annoyingness comes from our passion, but it is that same passion that will that I think help light the fire in other people that to want to participate. You know, yeah, it's annoying to listen to people talk to you about how great CrossFit is and all the things it can do, but the reality is once you get in and you try to think, for a lot of, like you said, a lot of people, it's amazing and it's life changing.
So I guess part of our job will be definitely to, you know, figure out some of those barriers are. That's and how to sort of break through them.
Yeah.
You know, which is no easy task, but I mean, you know, that's what the goal is.
Yeah.
However it got to this point is however it got to this point, right? But we have an opportunity to hopefully steer it in a new direction, another direction, and one that is beneficial to everyone.
What's cool is, again, I think this message board group that we have, if I can get everybody to participate, there are people that are already doing this within Northern California. Up in Seattle, I know it's happening, and I know in San Jose at CrossFit Moxie, they're already starting a program and talking to some important people in their community about that have done it and are helping guide the way for them as well. So what's awesome about that is then we can pull together our resources as a region and really develop you know, it was cool because Rick said before this, he goes, you know, Northern California, let's make Northern California, you know, the model that others follow. So I think we can do that.
Yeah. And as the saying goes, I'm not getting it wrong, but rising tide lifts all boats, right?
Yeah, it does.
So if we can sort of exchange information, provide information, and get information about how to do this together, and bring not just this gym, but right. all of Northern California gyms, and then all other gyms, make them all more, you know, inclusive and diverse. I mean, it would just only help everything.
That's right.
Everything rises along with that, including the health of the people.
I'm excited, and it, you know, takes me back to the early days of, you know, the CrossFit Games competitions in the Northern California region, and we used to, you know, after the regionals, we'd go to the games, and it was so cool to see. I remember going to the games and rooting for all of the teams that were in Northern California. There is a special bond with each of these regions, and it's, you know, there is some correlation to the old regionals of the past, the old competition regionals. But I know a lot of these affiliate owners, and it'll be really cool to bring this crew of people. And it's kind of like we're the OG group, you know. Northern California's the OG group. This is where CrossFit got started, and I feel like, you know, we should rise to the top and set the example for the rest of the country. So I'm hopeful that everybody joins in. Rick's email is rick@diablocrossfit.com. Sorry. He's already taken emails. And I'm Craig@diablocrossfit.com. You can email us. We've gotten emails from people. What's really cool is everybody wants to help, and so that's cool because there will be positions, there will be projects to work on that people can certainly take on and help. But feel free to contact us directly, and then if you get an email asking you to participate in the message group, please do, because that's where it's going to begin, is that conversation there. And our goal is to get it up and operating on its own and enable people to be successful, and then in a very positive, fulfilling way. So
exactly, and not just for the sort of future and identity of CrossFit, of course, but also to get the message out to the people.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yep, cool. All right, man. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to doing this with you. It's going to be fun. I'm getting to know you better, and it's an awesome experience.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Cheers.